So the goals and the outcomes, right? The goal is we want to automate the lead qualification, the booking process as much as possible using the AI. So when they come through, and I'm going to show you how this works because I think I showed you last time. It just blows me away all the like every day. I mean, I watch these conversations and I'm like, man, this is amazing. And I'm going to show you how this is working right now. So they're running ads the same way that you guys are going to run ads. I just want to show you so you remember and you understand how this is going to work because I'm more of a visual learner. So this guy came from a paid advertisement on September 28th,
Okay.
right? And it could come from anywhere. Like if you have the geotag
Yep.
locations, it doesn't matter where it comes from, but it's just a lead, right? And so it came from Facebook. It creates the contact right here inside your CRM, and that it shows like where they what they do on your website. So this guy actually 2 days later, he went to the website and created a call. So once he fills out the ad, it creates an opportunity in the opportunities tab. It sends out an email so we can create an email, hey, saw you filled this out. If you want, text us. Here's our website, whatever. And then it automatically sends out, this is the AI in blue. Hey, Tom, it's Mark from Surf Lakes. I saw you fill out the advertisement. How can I assist you today? And then he opened the emails that it sent. And then this was on September 28th at 3:55. 2 days later, on September 30th at 11:08, that's today maybe. Yeah, today. It said just checking in to see if you had a chance to look at my last text message about your interest in investing. Would love to hear you out. Then he starts responding. I'm interested, but I'm curious of the parameters to make something like this happen. We live outside of Salt Lake City and it snows 5 to 8 months a year, and outdoor surfing is probably not viable. I've been looking at other indoor systems like American wave machines. And it's like, okay, what attracted you in? Investment opportunity. I'm curious to know what caught your interest. I grew up in Hawaii, surfing my whole life. Now that I'm landlocked, I want to invest in something that I can give back to my surfing locally. That's awesome. What outcomes would you consider successful for your investment in a startup like this? So we created the qualifying questions. So like what it's asking or what are the outcomes you would consider? So then it gets the people talking. They only have those dumb flow riders here in Provo, no surfboards. Ah, okay, I get that. So is there any particular info or due diligence that you require to feel confident in a startup investment like this? ROI, of course, but personally, I want a place to surf again. Totally understand. We can't guarantee specific ROI. So this is where the SEC guidelines come in, where we're telling them like we can't tell them specific information because, you can't promise. So Surf Lakes offers unique investment opportunity with significant growth. If there was a way to get that surf experience you need, would an appointment help? And then he said, is it viable business capacity in Utah? And then it's like, well, what do you mean by that? Are you looking for surf lake? Are you asking if surf lakes can be as successful in a snow heavy area like Utah? So like that's AI using its brain, understanding the conversations about Utah, adding the snow aspect into it. And then he's like, yes, if I can't use the surf lake, then investing in it is probably not going to happen. I want to have another business with good ROI, but I want to use it too. Okay, I get that. Suppose there was a way to incorporate indoor surfing or year-round surfing options in Utah. Would change your perspective on investing? Yeah, that's why I'm looking at American Wave Machines. Okay, if you're open to explore that, would you like to book a call and discuss the potential options? Sure. Can you send me the info? Sure. Here's the booking link. And then he booked a call. So this is for 2 days. None of us, no one in the business, no one ever spoke to him. It just had a full-on conversation and got a call booked. Now, Mark, who is the actual Mark, he is going to have a call with him probably today at 1 p.m. Central. So he might be on a call with him right now. Nope. Look, he actually updated it at 2 p.m. So he changed it. So the guy changed it. So that's what this is. Automate the lead qualification and booking process with AI. We're going to segment the leads based on investment thresholds and assign them to the appropriate sales rep. that can grow over time, because right now probably all of them will come to you, and then we can add in there like, you know, someone that wants to put $25 a month in, they're going to talk to the other guy, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever. And then implement a nurture campaign and an annual review process to retain and grow the client base. So this is going to be, you'll add in your, quarterly emails. Maybe you want to email weekly, bi-weekly, once a month, whatever. The outcomes to reduce the time and effort required for your team to qualify and book meetings with the new leads. Ensure the right leads are directed to the appropriate sales reps based on the investment size. Minimize manual work during the onboarding process by automating document collection and account setup. Keep clients engaged up to date through automated nurture campaigns and annual review meetings. So then we have the deliverables. The pipeline is new lead. First, they come in as a new lead. Then again, we move them over, like from left to right. As long as they're moving right, they're moving forward in the process. So we put no show before the discovery call, because they might be a new lead, they book a call, and then they bounce back. So then the AI will go there and have them communicate with them. Hey, you didn't show up. Do you want to reschedule? Hey, following up. Hey, just making sure you saw my message. And then after X amount of times, it's just going to move them into the nurture to basically say, screw you guys, or I'm going to unsubscribe. Then you have the call booked, and then you're going to do your presentation on there, and then you'll have your onboarding, and then you'll have, when you do the onboarding, you'll have the documents pending uh, period, because like what I had to go through, where you got to send me, hey, you didn't sign this paperwork, you idiot, come on. And then really after that, I mean, you have your annual review. So
Okay.
anything in between here, you can also log in and like send out, at any time manually, whatever you want to a bunch of people. But this is going to be the documents pending. Now, this right here is where we're going to connect to Charles Schwab's API, because this will now allow you'll be able to step back, and the API will communicate with the AI that says, hey, this person made the portal but they didn't upload their ID, or hey, they didn't do this DocuSign. So that way you send it
3 times.
Yeah. And the AI is just gonna it'll know based on tagging. So the funnels on the webpage, we're gonna have a landing page for you guys for where you send all the people to, or you already have that landing page and we can just add the form from Go High Level so that they end up in the system. My team consists of myself, my project manager, Brendan, our head manager, his name is Adam, and then we have Jarrell, who is our AI guy, and then my cousin Seamus is another project manager underneath Brendan. So Brendan manages 3 project managers, and then we have a whole team of support and people that can build and everything. So you'll communicate with me and Brendan directly. This document is going to grow. I think I showed you like the other financial institution we did similar to you guys. That document turned into like 140 pages from this, because there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Like, what are the triggers? How are we gonna segment certain people from another person? If you guys hire somebody, how are we going to send that to that person and only allow them to see their leads and not see Max's leads, right? And then how do you guys, as the managers and owners, see everything, and how do you manage and maintain your team on a dashboard that you see like, okay, we paid, $1,000 in ads. You had 17 meetings this month. You only closed 2. Why are you not doing the other 15, right? And you'll be able to see all of that. So, And you'll work with me and Adam, well, mainly Brendan, me and Brendan on that. And we go through and work with you until this is done. So we'll expand all of these. So this right here is the pipeline, and then each pipeline stage has a workflow. So like
Okay.
this one for new lead, the lead's information goes to the landing page and filters them, right? So that's what the AI. The trigger is the lead enters on the landing page, whether it's the geo ads, Facebook ads, they fill out a form, whatever. So we're going to change the status in the system to new lead. The action is it triggers a questionnaire to see if the lead is qualified. If answered like qualified, we're going to change the status to qualified. And then, this is going to grow. Like, okay, who wants to be notified? Somebody's going to be notified. It's going to be sent off to somebody in your team. Once they make a booking, if you as you get more employees, we could do a round robin calendar. So you have 3 employees. The first one goes to employee 1, the second lead goes to employee 2, the third one goes to employee 3, and then it goes back. Or if you want to just qualify them based on the amount of money, over $10,000 a month goes to Mark, over $20,000 a month goes to JC, under
Okay.
5,000 goes to Max, and under 100 goes to the new employee. Whatever the criteria is, that's going to be changed here, right? And then not qualified, maybe you have maybe you make some marketing materials of like, here's the top 10 things to get qualified in the next, I don't know, 6 months. You know, uh, I don't know, whatever. Like, I'm sure you can create some sort of marketing material, or you just tell them, screw off, sorry, can't help you.
Okay.
Come back another time.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Um, and then if they don't answer, the AI triggers and sends them back to the landing page, right? So they filled out their information, they didn't book a call. We adjust that, like, you know, 24 hours, the same way that I showed you on the other one. It's like 2 days later, it said, hey, uh, I'm just bumping my message up, right? And then it
Yeah.
went through, and then he ended up booking a call. He probably was just busy. It was Friday afternoon, and then the AI waited till Monday and went back out, and he booked the call with him. So that's kind of where those people will stay. Like, they'll just keep going in a loop until they move into discovery call, right? So
Okay.
I'm going to skip number 2 and I'm going to go to 3 because we'll bounce back to 2. So the call lead gets a discovery call, whether it's a Zoom call, a phone call, or in person. So there'll be a drop down menu where they can kind of pick how they want to be contacted. Um, Basically, the trigger is they're qualified. It assigns to the team member, and then it sends the calendar for the presentation that they can book. And then this one, if they booked it and they didn't show, well, the lead doesn't attend the discovery call. This how it bounced back was that they just didn't show up. And so what needs to happen? The AI needs to go out and get them to rebook the meeting, right? So that's why I skipped number 3 and went back to 2. Um, then on the presentation, the lead books a new call for learning more about the investment opportunity. So the lead books the second call for the presentation. The action, you get an internal notification to your team. The appointment reminder gets sent to the lead. So let's say right now it's 1:26 p.m. I book a call for tomorrow at 4 p.m. At 4 p.m. today, I'm going to get a text message that says, hey, Nick, you have a meeting with JC tomorrow at 4. There's a 24-hour notice. I'll shoot you a message, tomorrow with a link or whatever. Then we can do it, you know, 3 hours before, an hour before, and 10 minutes before, or 24 hours, 2 hours, and then 15 minutes before, whatever. So
Okay.
they'll be able to get their appointment um, reminders. And then if they accept, they're going to go into the onboarding. If they don't, they probably will just go into the nurture stage. So we put the nurture stage all the way at the end because
Okay.
those are people like they could eventually convert based on your marketing efforts and the information that you send to them in your newsletter or whatever. But initially there was something wrong, like, I don't have enough money, or I thought this was something different, whatever the reason as to why they don't want to work with you. They'll just go to the nurture stage. And that nurture is like what you get from Amazon, It's like
Yeah.
Amazon sends you all kinds of stuff all the time.
A quick question on that, Nick. Because Mark and I are taking a look at content, right? So, companies that generate content specifically for our industry. So we're vetting that and see who has the best in terms of what we're looking for. As we start getting that content and we need to send that out to, whatever list or whatever email list that needs to go to, once we get that approved, do we send that to you? And then you, get the email together and send it out? How does that work? Or is that something we do on the back end?
Yeah, um, I have a support team
Yep.
that can do that. Or the other thing is we're going to provide you training on how to use
Yeah.
this. We're going to provide you training on how to use this system. If you can send an email, you can send an email, right?
Perfect.
So we'll show you where to go, where
Okay.
to put that in, how to start it, how to add people into it. Like, let's say we upload a CSV file of like, 5,000 leads that you guys get, but then in 6 months everybody's going to be in a different stage. Everybody's going to start to get the first email, but the first 5,000 finished it, from January to May. Well, now in May, you have a whole nother batch of people. They're all going to be at different stages in the email sequence. So we'll show you how to get those people into there, um, and train you on it. And we'll also make like SOPs for you and your employees that
Okay.
you'll have, so that when you have a new hire, you can give them and say, hey, look, this is part of your job. Here's how you do it in our system. And that way you don't have to like keep explaining and doing all that stuff, all the time, or whatever.
Yeah. And when we make that connection with Schwab on their API, is that something you can assist us with? Because I know that's kind of a little bit heavier than what we're used to.
Oh yeah.
Um,
No, Brendan has to custom build everything. He has to do all the coding. We're gonna
yep.
get we're gonna like, if we decide to get this rolling, me, you, and Brendan are gonna get on a call, and Brendan's gonna start asking you some questions. We'll probably make like a Google chat like this one. Like this is the other financial company. So I mean, here they just sit here and talk like, I don't know. So we need to add this to discovery. They have a discovery call and call stages. So a Reg D 506C, I don't know, whatever that is. And then like Brittany is the client. Brendan, what do you mean by three sub channels? We have three accounts. I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about, but like,
I will say this. It it pleases me that you're also working with another financial firm because you're going to understand the compliance aspect of things too. That's very good.
let
Uh,
me show you
yeah.
something. This
How
is
long have you been working with them?
We started in August, and I'm going to show you how ridiculous this build is. Um, in the sense that, one, my team is just like beyond organized, but this document has turned into, I'm going to show you, 75 pages. So these are all, look, warm lead, information qualified, engaged qualified, schedule call, discovery call, investor portal sign up, due diligence call, assigned to a track. Like, this is everything, like the value of the investment amount, accredited, going to accredited soon, possible accreditation, which verification process do they want, a letter from the CPA, verify investor, how do they want self entity, 401k, SDIRA, family office. Like, this is like, I mean, this is what we do. Like, we need to know their KYC. They need to upload their AML, um, personal identification, sign subscription agreement. So this also is stuff that Brendan will put together. He'll be on calls with you, not like a lot, but you don't do any of this. He'll just listen and he will organize all of this for you guys in a team setting, like here, like new lead process. Once the family office confirms the wire transfer, the team lead sends confirmation to the rep. The rep then sends an email to the family's office financial representative, the lead earmarked for deployment. Like this type of stuff, these are the details that will expand uh, on this, right?
Where does he live?
He lives in Seattle, Washington. Adam lives in Calgary, British Columbia. Seamus, my cousin, actually lives here. Nick lives in Colombia. Harold lives in, I think Harold lives in Pakistan. Diego lives in Mexico City. Yeah, everybody's all over.
So the person that you said we would talk to is in Seattle?
Yeah, he's in Seattle.
Because it would be a mistake, if I'm correct, JC, it would be a mistake on our part not to have Max with us the first second. And since it's Seattle, we can get him to come over here after work and get an hour's time.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, especially.
Or he could just join the Zoom call.
No, he's not available until 6 o'clock our time. We're not gonna get Max.
So that would be
until
3 p.m. Yeah, that's 3 p.m. Brendan's time. That's perfect.
Right,
Yeah,
right. That's my point.
yeah, so we'll have to do that out of the RPS office at the end of the day is what we need to accomplish. So he'll be over here about 6 o'clock and we can kind of kick those off in the I agree.
So basically, once they go through all of that, you guys give them the presentation. They're going to go through onboarding, and the onboarding is you're going to send out the documents to them. Now, when I did it, I signed all DocuSign. So DocuSign has an API integration that Brendan will have to custom build. So the documents will be the API integration, and then the AI is going to follow up with the leads to send the documents needed and in each stage. So you know how I signed, like, I don't even know how many documents I signed, but once then the second document might be contingent based on the first one. So there'll be like a contingency that says, hey, you have to sign this document. And then the AI will know, okay, this one has been signed and completed. Now it's time for the second one. And then if there's any of them missing, and it doesn't matter what order it's signed in, it'll just know that, hey, this is the document that needs to be signed. It'll send it out. And then if it's sent and everything is good, we're going to change it to annual review, right? And so that's the next thing. You don't really need to talk to them every day. If you want, you can log in and call them or text them with whatever comes up. But now they're in annual review. If it's not signed after whatever the amount of time that we want to put, like, 2 days, whatever the time period is, then we'll change it to documents pending. And that's going to, again, trigger through the API integration. It's going to trigger the workflow to remind the client to sign and send in the documents. And it will be incorporated with your Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab has a ton of API integrations. So there might be some stuff that we're not even talking about right now, but when Brendan goes in, looks at it and meets with you, you can ask him some questions like, it would be nice to be able to send out a monthly report of their like, what is it called? Not progression, of their results or whatever. It can pull that information from their account in Charles Schwab, put it in a nice document, and send them their like prospectus funds and like the change, whether it's up or down. You know, the thing that you printed for me, Mark?
So we can set up an automated review report or portfolio report. Absolutely, yeah.
The API has all of that inside it. Just know that it's there. I mean, it's available. And then the annual review, this we can customize to whatever you need, but I think we talked about it's every year, obviously. And then appointment reminder is like 1 week before, 24 hours before, send a reschedule link or cancel. If they reschedule, it will just update on your calendar based on your availability. So you guys will have to live off of a calendar, which I'm sure you guys somewhat do. Um, that way you don't get double booked, or it won't ever get double booked because, well, unless you made a booking and you didn't put it in your calendar and you were just like, oh yeah, I can meet with you on Thursday at 4, and you
Like the
marked it
main
on,
side.
yeah, and you marked it on paper, but you didn't put it in your phone on your calendar, then someone else could possibly book 4 and now you're double booked, right? So you just want to make sure that you're using your calendar appropriately. Um,
Yeah, I
and
think you answered that before because we currently use
like
Outlook, right?
Calendly or
So
Outlook, yeah. So
yeah.
it'll incorporate with your Outlook calendar, and that way, if you have a call booked at 4 p.m., well, it's not going to show that you have availability to a new person that you can meet at 4. It'll just block it off. And then, 3 hours before, 2 hours, whatever we want to do here, and 10 minutes before. And then the nurture, this is going to be like, they never got back to you. They haven't unsubscribed. They haven't told you to stop texting them. They're opening the emails. If they filled out their information, you can have two things, right? You can have those who are clients in the nurture stage and those who are not clients in the nurture stage, because you probably won't have their birthday if they're not a client. So, birthday cards or birthday emails can go out to the people you have their birthday for. Um, driver's license renewals, like you said, you can have different workflows for all of that.
Okay.
Um, the discovery, you're going to have a discovery call calendar. You're going to have a renewal calendar, and then you're going to have an internal use calendar. The internal use calendar, it could be a combination of a couple of things. Maybe you and Mark have to be on the same meeting at the same time. So you'll have one joint calendar, then you'll have two individual calendars.
Okay.
Maybe you have like an internal calendar for everyone that you want to have a meeting with, so
Yep.
that you can find the best time to meet, stuff like that. And then the custom integrations is the Schwab's API, and probably DocuSigns, but I didn't put it here, but it'll probably have to be DocuSign as well.
Okay.
So, all right, the timeline. So this kind of answers your question a little while ago. Is it's going to take us a week, and not like every day, 5 days a week. It'll just be like the first week. We'll get on a call with you, Brendan, myself, and Mark, and just go through this in further detail. And that way we can kind of start to build out that longer document. He'll ask a couple questions. Well, we'll have maybe like a 45-minute call, and he'll be able to go through and extract this from you, and we'll get in a group chat. We'll talk about it as we start to build it, and then the system design and the initial build, it's going to take 5 weeks. So this is the development of the entire CRM system design and the customization plan that we're talking about now, including the integration of the funnels, the websites, and the automation features, right? So we also have like the graphic designers, so we can make a full-on dummy website, landing page, and then if you guys have, you'll have to send them your logo and things like that, and we can build that too. And then the testing and the training after this is all built out, um, we'll do systems testing in a controlled environment, like alpha testing. We'll make fake accounts. We'll go in. We'll try to like break it. We'll gather the feedback from you guys and then make the necessary adjustments, and then conducting a comprehensive training session for you and your staff, and then finalizing the documentation like the SOPs, and then you'll be fully ready to implement the CRM system. 2 weeks is a post implementation review. This is kind of like a warranty, like 2 weeks, anything happens. Ideally, we've actually never really had to do anything because we do our due diligence so deeply here that everything works, especially during training. But let's say, I don't know, something comes up and you just want to, you like, no, I don't like it to do this. I want it to go on Mark's calendar, not mine, or like something like that, right? Um, and so then we have ongoing support and maintenance and the AI engine. So it comes out to be 8,500. And this is paid in a 50% deposit and then 50% when when it's delivered. And then
Okay.
the support, the AI, because we have to run it through the AI with ChatGPT. The AI engine and the support is $297 a month to utilize this. And I'm just gonna give you a free account inside Go High Level in our agency dashboard so that you guys don't have to pay an extra $500 a month to use Go High Level. I
Okay.
already have the account, and there's no problem for me to just run it as your own account inside my agency. Now, some people, they say, what happens if we don't work together or something in the future? The way that Go High Level has everything built out is you have a relationship number with your account, and you have that, and we can transfer it to another account whenever you
Okay.
want. Everything
Sounds
just
good.
copies over. So there's no there's no way that you would pay for this and then all of a sudden I'm in control and I can steal it back from you or
Yeah.
anything like that because you're the owner of the account underneath my account. But if you want to open up another Go High Level account, you type in your relationship number and just hit transfer and it just goes into that new account.
And
But
then
you
we
got
obviously assume the 500 a month
yeah,
cost.
but then you got to pay the 497 a month.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is pretty much everything. I can send this to you. I'll send this over to you guys. And then once this gets signed, a invoice should be generated and then it'll send it out to you.
Perfect.
I'm in.
Yep. Let's
All
see.
right.
It's getting sent.
There was one part that was missing. If you'll go back just one page, that's too far down. See where it says add discount? How come there's nothing there?
So I talked to Brendan and I told him my relationship with you guys, and originally they wanted to do 10,200, and I was like, no, guys, I have to. They're managing all my money. They're like family to me, and he was like, all right, let me talk to Adam and see what we can do. And I was like, all right, so that's added in there.
Appreciate that, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
All right,
man. See you,
Thanks,
brother.
man. Have a good day.
all right, you too.